I'm Lila Wilson, and I never thought I'd be the kind of person to lose my temper at a funeral, but there I was, nails biting into my palms, watching a woman in blood-red lipstick smirk her way through my mother's memorial. The Atlanta church was packed with mourners, family, friends, colleagues from the real estate empire my mom helped build, but all I could see was Cassandra Holt, my father's mistress, standing out like a peacock in a room full of doves. Her white dress clung to her like a second skin, and that lipstick, God, it was so wrong for a funeral. My mom would have hated it. She always said red lipstick was for people trying too hard to be noticed. Cassandra was holding court near the altar, dabbing at bone-dry eyes with a lace handkerchief, her voice dripping with fake sympathy. She was such a unique soul, she said to a group of my mom's cousins, but, so fragile toward the end. Forgetting things, mixing up her days. I felt my stomach twist. My mom wasn't fragile. She was sharp, meticulous, the kind of woman who could balance a company's books in her head while planting roses in our backyard. She'd been gone barely a week, and here was this woman, rewriting her story like she had any right to touch it. I caught my father's eye across the room. Victor Grayson, all polished charm in his tailored suit, adjusting his tie like he always did when he couldn't meet my gaze. He looked away fast, and that small gesture, his refusal to acknowledge me, cut deeper than Cassandra's lies. My mom built Grayson Properties with him, poured her heart into every community project, every affordable housing deal, and now he was letting this stranger tarnish her memory. Lila, sweetheart, a familiar voice broke through my haze. Evelyn Brooks, my mom's oldest friend and our family attorney, appeared at my side, her silver hair pulled back in a no-nonsense bun. Your mom would be proud of how you're holding it together, especially since I'm half tempted to dump wine on that woman's dress myself. Her lips twitched, a spark of mischief in her eyes. I managed a weak smile. I'm thinking something stronger than wine. My voice was tight, barely holding back the anger bubbling inside me. I'd spent my life trying to be the daughter my mom deserved, independent, creative, chasing my dreams as a graphic designer instead of joining the family business like my dad wanted. But standing there, watching Cassandra parade around, I felt like I'd failed her. I hadn't been there enough in those last months, too caught up in my own world. Evelyn squeezed my arm. Your mom always said you had her fire.
Come see me tomorrow at my office.
There's something we need to talk about. Her tone was serious, the kind that made you listen. I nodded, but my eyes were pulled back to Cassandra, who'd moved on to another group, her voice carrying. Poor thing, so confused in her final days. Victor was a saint, really, managing her care. That was it. The lie snapped something inside me. That's not true, I said, loud enough to make heads turn. The room went still, the hum of polite conversation dying out. My mom was never confused. She was sharp as a blade until the end. My voice shook, but I didn't care. Every eye was on me, and I felt my mom's strength pushing me forward, Cassandra's perfectly arched eyebrows lifted, her smile patronizing. Lila, honey, grief can cloud things. It's hard to accept. Don't you honey me. I cut her off, stepping closer. And don't you dare act like you knew her. My hands were trembling, my nails digging deeper into my palms, leaving crescent marks I'd feel for hours. Lila, my father's voice cut through, sharp and warning. He appeared between us, his hand resting on Cassandra's lower back, a casual, intimate touch that made my stomach churn. That's enough. No, Victor, it's fine, Cassandra said, her voice soft but smug. She's hurting. We all are. Her eyes locked on mine, daring me to push further. I couldn't breathe in that room anymore. The air felt thick with whispers and pitying glances. I grabbed my purse and stormed toward the exit, ignoring the murmurs trailing behind me. Outside, the Atlanta humidity hit me like a wall, but it was better than the suffocating lies inside. You okay? Noah Bennett, my best friend since our college days at Savannah College of Art and Design, fell into step beside me as I reached my car. His lanky frame and messy brown hair were a comforting sight, grounding me when I felt like I might unravel. Want me to help you hide the body? He asked, leaning against my car with a half grin. I've got a shovel in my garage. I laughed despite myself, the sound raw and brittle. Which one? Dealer's choice. He opened my car door for me, his grin fading. Seriously, Lila, you don't have to do this alone. I nodded, but my mind was already racing ahead. I need to go to Mom's house, I said, climbing into the driver's seat. I need to feel her there. Noah didn't argue. He just got in the passenger seat, and we drove in silence to the sprawling house in Buckhead where I'd grown up. It didn't feel like my dad's anymore, not after today. Inside, I went straight to my mom's art studio, a sunlit room filled with her paintings and sketches. She'd always found peace here, away from the corporate battles she fought alongside my dad. I needed that peace now, needed to remember who she was, not the frail woman Cassandra tried to paint her as. Noah lingered in the doorway, watching as I opened her desk drawers. Your mom was like a librarian with this stuff, he said, gesturing to the neatly labeled folders. Everything in its place. He wasn't wrong. My mom was meticulous, every sketchbook numbered, every paintbrush organized. Which is why the unmarked wooden box tucked at the back of a drawer stood out. My heart skipped as I pulled it out, my fingers brushing against the smooth wood. Inside, beneath a stack of old Polaroids, me as a kid, covered in paint, grinning beside her, I found an envelope with my name in her elegant, slightly shaky handwriting. Lila, what's that? Noah asked, stepping closer. I opened it carefully, my breath catching. Inside was a legal document and a note. My mother's words stared up at me, steady and urgent. My dearest Lila, if you're reading this, then I'm gone. And what I feared came true. They think they've won, but I was never as weak as they believed. Everything you need is in the safe behind my favorite painting, the one we did together when you were 10. The combination is the day you broke your wrist climbing that oak tree. You were so brave then, and you'll need that bravery now. Trust Evelyn. Trust yourself. All my love, M.O.M. My hands shook as I handed Noah the document. He scanned it, his eyes widening. Lila, this is huge. It's proof your dad and Cassandra were planning something big, moving money, pushing your mom out of the company. I read the note again, my mother's voice echoing in my head. She'd known. She'd seen it coming and left me a map to follow. Evelyn wanted to see me tomorrow, I said, folding the note carefully. She knows something. Noah's jaw tightened. What are you going to do? I looked at the painting on the wall, the one we'd done together, a vibrant abstract of Atlanta's skyline. My mom's handwriting danced in my mind, her urgency fueling my own. I'm going to make them pay, I said. Every single one of them. The next morning, I sat in Evelyn Brooks' Atlanta law office, the same leather chairs and coffee-scented air I remembered from childhood visits. But today, the room felt heavier, like it held secrets too big for its walls. Evelyn slid a thick folder across her desk, her sharp eyes softened with sympathy. Your mom came to me a few months ago, she said. She suspected Victor was up to something, late nights, secret meetings with Cassandra. But she needed proof. I clutched the legal document from my mom's studio, my fingers tracing the edges. I found this last night, I said, sliding it toward her. And a note. She mentioned a safe behind her painting. Evelyn's lips pressed into a thin line as she examined the document. This is part of it, Lila, but your mom was playing a long game. While Victor and Cassandra thought they were outsmarting her, she was 3 steps ahead. She opened the folder, revealing bank statements, emails, and photos. One caught my eye, a shot of my dad and Cassandra at a rooftop bar in Midtown, their heads bent close, dated years before my mom got sick. My chest tightened. They'd been at this for years. She was healthy then, I whispered, my voice cracking. How could he? Evelyn's hand rested on mine. Your mom figured it out. They were siphoning money from Grayson Properties, using fake property deals to cover it. They planned to push her out, claiming she was unfit to lead. But she wasn't unfit, I said, the words bursting out. She was running half the company, planning community projects, painting in her spare time. She was fine. Exactly. Evelyn pulled out another document. They needed a narrative. Cassandra's brother, Travis, works at Piedmont Hospital. He was going to fake medical records to paint your mom as unstable. She tapped the paper. But your mom had her own plan. This is her real will, and it names you as her successor, not Victor. My phone buzzed. A text from Noah. Cassandra just walked into your dad's office. Want me to tail her? I showed Evelyn the message. She nodded, a grim smile tugging at her lips. Your mom knew you'd need help. That's why she asked Noah to take that job at Grayson Properties a few months ago. She trusted him to watch out for you. I blinked, stunned. Noah's job, that was her idea? She saw how loyal he was to you, Evelyn said. And she was right. He's been feeding me intel, small things like expense reports that didn't add up. But yesterday, he got something bigger. She handed me a USB drive, a recording from your dad's office. My hands shook as I plugged the USB into Evelyn's laptop. Cassandra's voice crackled through, low and urgent. Everything's set, Victor. Travis has the paperwork ready. Once Lila signs over her voting shares, we're clear. My dad's voice cut in. She's suspicious already. We need to be careful. Cassandra laughed, cold and sharp. She's grieving emotional. One push and she'll fold. I stopped the recording, rage burning through me. They're planning something else, I said. Something now. Evelyn leaned forward. There's more, Lila. The night before your mom died, she called me. She'd found proof of something bigger, something they didn't want anyone to know. She was going to confront Victor. My stomach dropped. Her accident, are you saying it wasn't an accident? The police called it natural causes, Evelyn said carefully. But your mom had a clean bill of health 2 weeks prior. Perfectly healthy.
My phone buzzed again.
Noah's name flashed with a voice message. I hit play, putting it on speaker. Lila, I'm at the office. Cassandra and Victor are talking about your mom's last night. I recorded it. Check your email. Evelyn's eyes narrowed. Tell him to send it, but carefully. We need it admissible in court. I texted Noah back. Send it. Don't get caught. Then I looked at Evelyn. What's our next move? She slid a business card across the desk. Detective Rachel Delgado. Your mom trusted her. Take everything we have to her, but don't press charges yet. We need them to think they're still in control. Another buzz. Noah again. Sent the recording. But Lila, I found files in your dad's office about your mom's last night. You need to see them. I showed Evelyn the text.
Good, she said.
We've got a starting point. But Lila, are you ready for this? Once we start, there's no turning back. I thought of my mom in her studio, painting with me as a kid, teaching me to see the world in colors and patterns. I thought of Cassandra's smug smile at the funeral, my dad's hand on her back. I'm ready, I said. Let's tear their world apart. The hospital cafeteria smelled of stale coffee and disinfectant, the kind of place where secrets fester in the corners. I sat across from Travis Holt, Cassandra's brother, his nurse's scrubs wrinkled, dark circles under his eyes like he hadn't slept in days. He kept glancing over his shoulder, nervous as a cornered animal. I shouldn't be here, he muttered. If Cassandra finds out, she won't, I said, pushing a coffee toward him. Unless you tell her. My voice was steady, but my heart was pounding. I'd spent years avoiding the corporate world my parents lived in, choosing my sketch pads over boardrooms, but now I was in the thick of it, playing a game my mom had started. Travis wrapped his hands around the cup, but didn't drink. What do you want, Lila? The truth, I said, leaning forward. About my mom's last night. I know you were on duty. I pulled out my phone, showing him a photo Noah had sent, a hospital report with his signature, swapped out for a fake one claiming my mom had a heart condition. His face went pale. Where'd you get that? Does it matter? I kept my gaze locked on his. I have both versions, Travis. The signatures don't match. He stood, chair scraping against the floor.
I gatego kropka.
Sit down, I said, my voice low but firm. Or, I take this to the medical board. He sat, hands trembling. Good choice, I said. Now tell me how my mom really died. Travis swallowed hard, his voice barely above a whisper. I didn't know what they were planning. Cassandra said they just wanted to scare her, get her to sign some papers. transfer of power stuff, so Victor could take over the company. What papers? I pressed, my pulse racing. He wiped his forehead, sweat beading despite the air-conditioned room. Documents to give Victor full control of Grayson Properties. Your mom refused. She said she had proof, something big she was going to expose. Cassandra gave her something, said it'd make her sleep. Nothing more. His voice cracked. I swear, Lila, I didn't know it'd when your mom started crashing. I tried to help, but my coffee cup crumpled in my hand, hot liquid spilling across the table. You helped them kill her. Travis glanced around, voice dropping. The dose shouldn't have. I mean, maybe she had some condition. Like the condition you faked. I shoved another document toward him. A mental health evaluation with his signature, claiming my mom was delusional. You helped Cassandra make everyone think she was losing it. Travis's face crumpled. They've got stuff on me, Lila. Mistakes from my residency. Cassandra said she'd ruin me if I didn't help. He leaned forward, desperate. But I kept records, copies of everything, including what happened that night. My phone buzzed. Noah. Cassandra's at the hospital. 3rd floor. I showed Travis the screen. Your sister's here. Better pick a side. Wait, he grabbed my arm, voice low. Meet me tomorrow, 8 a.m., Piedmont Park, by the old oak near the lake. I'll bring everything. I shook him off. If you're lying, I'm not, he said, eyes darting as heels clicked closer. But be careful, Lila. Cassandra's not just after the company now. She wants everything, your mom's art, the house, all of it. Why tell me now? I asked, standing. He looked away, voice barely audible. Because I heard them talking about you. They're planning something big. After what happened to your mom, he trailed off as Cassandra appeared, her red lipstick a slash of color in the sterile cafeteria. Lila, what a coincidence, she said, her smile sharp as a blade. Catching up with my brother? Just getting clarity about mom's last night, I said, holding her gaze. Funny how stories shift depending on who's spinning them. Her smile tightened. Grief can twist memories, dear. Oh, I'll get the truth, I said, stepping closer. And that red lipstick? My mom always said it screamed desperation. I walked away before she could respond, her sharp inhale following me. Outside, my phone buzzed again. Noah. Travis bolted out the back. Cassandra looks pissed. What did you do? Planted a seed, I texted back. Meet me at Evelyn's. We've got work to do. As I drove through Atlanta's bustling streets, another text came through. This one from an unknown number. Your mom asked too many questions. Don't repeat her mistake. I screenshot it and sent it to Detective Delgado. My hands steady despite the chill down my spine. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. couldn't come soon enough. But first, I had a safe to open, hidden behind a painting my mom and I had created together. A piece of her legacy that held more than just memories. The old oak by Lake Clara Mere in Piedmont Park stood like a sentinel, its branches heavy with early morning mist. I sat on a bench nearby, clutching a cold coffee, my eyes scanning for Travis. It was 8:15 a.m., and he was late. Noah sat beside me, his knee bouncing with nervous energy. He's not coming, he said, checking his phone. We should go. Wait, I said, grabbing his arm. Across the park, Travis stumbled toward us, clutching a messenger bag, blood trickling from a cut above his eye. He looked like he'd been running for his life. They know, he gasped, collapsing onto the bench. Cassandra found out about our meeting. They were waiting at my apartment, 2 guys, professional types. His hands shook as he unzipped the bag. I got out through the fire escape, but they took my phone. Here. Take this before they find me. He shoved a USB drive and a stack of papers into my hands. It's all there, real medical reports, hospital footage from that night, and financial records. Your dad's been skimming money for years, and Cassandra helped hide it. I gripped the evidence, my heart racing. We need to get you somewhere safe. Travis shook his head, already standing. I've got a friend in Savannah. If I leave now, he froze as a familiar voice cut through the park. Lila, sweetheart, my father called. strolling toward us with Cassandra at his side, her red lipstick as bold as ever. "What's this about?" "Run," Travis whispered, bolting toward the parking lot. My father ignored him, his eyes locked on the papers in my hands. "Whatever Travis told you, it's nonsense." "Is it?" I stood, my voice steady despite the tremor in my chest. I pulled out my phone and played a recording from the USB, a conversation between my mom and my dad, her voice calm but firm. "Victor, I know about the missing money, about you and Cassandra. I have proof. I'm taking it to the board tomorrow. It's over." The recording ended. My father's face drained of color, his charm replaced by something cold. "Where did you get that?" "Mom knew everything," I said, rage bubbling up. "She recorded it all." "Give me those papers, Lila." Cassandra stepped forward, her hand outstretched. "You don't know what you're messing with. Like you didn't know what you were giving my mom that night?" I shot back. "Travis told me everything." "Travis is confused," Cassandra said, her voice smooth as glass. "Stressed from work, making wild claims. Stop lying." I held up the medical reports. "I have the real records, the footage, everything." My father lunged for the papers, grabbing my arm. "This ends now. You're going to hand those over, and we'll forget this." "Let her go," Noah said, his voice low and dangerous, his phone out, recording every word. "Stay out of this." My father snapped, but he froze as sirens wailed in the distance. "That'll be Detective Delgado," I said, wrenching my arm free. "Mom trusted her. Told her everything before she died." "You're bluffing," Cassandra hissed, but her eyes darted to the park entrance where police cars screeched to stop. "Am I?" I nodded toward Detective Rachel Delgado, striding toward us with officers in tow. "Guess we'll find out." "Victor Grayson, Cassandra Holt," Delgado said, holding up her badge. "We need you to come with us. We got questions about your wife's death." As they were led away, Cassandra turned back, her voice venomous. "This isn't over, Lila. It's just beginning," I called after her. Noah's arm brushed mine, steadying me as we watched the police cars drive off. "You okay?" he asked, his voice soft. I looked down at the documents in my hands, proof of years of betrayal, finally exposed. "Not yet," I said. "But I will be." My phone buzzed. A text from Travis. "Made it to the bus station. Thanks for giving me a chance." I replied, "Stay safe." "Mom would have forgiven you." The park's fountain bubbled nearby, a small reminder of the Atlanta my mom loved. I wasn't done, not by a long shot, but for the first time since her death, I felt like I could breathe. The Atlanta courthouse was a hive of chaos, reporters buzzing like flies as Cassandra Holt took the stand. Her red lipstick was gone, replaced by a subtle pink, her designer outfit swapped for a plain gray suit. She was playing the victim now, dabbing at her eyes with a tissue. "I cared for Victor," she said, voice trembling. "I never meant for any of this to happen." The prosecutor didn't flinch. "Then explain these texts to your brother, Travis, on the night Lila's mother died." The courtroom screen lit up with Cassandra's words. "It's done. Make sure the dosage looks normal in the records." Cassandra's composure cracked. "I was talking about medication changes," she stammered. "Travis consulted me." "About murder?" The prosecutor cut in. "Because Travis's testimony says otherwise." Travis sat in the gallery behind me, bruises fading from his ordeal in the hospital basement. He wouldn't meet Cassandra's desperate gaze, his hands clasped tightly in his lap. The prosecutor pressed on. "Let's discuss the property deals. You and Victor used Grayson Properties to launder money, didn't you?" "I didn't know anything about that," Cassandra insisted. "Victor handled the finances." "Your signatures on every deal," the prosecutor said, holding up a stack of documents. "And these bank records show you coordinated the transfers." Cassandra's eyes locked onto mine, her mask slipping to reveal raw hatred. "You think you've won, Lila? You have no idea what you've started. Your mother was 10 times the woman you'll ever be." I stood, unable to stay silent. "And I'm finishing what she started." The judge's gavel banged, warning me to sit, but Cassandra was unraveling. She was going to ruin everything. Cassandra shouted, her voice echoing. Our plans, our work. She had to be stopped. The courtroom erupted. Her lawyer scrambled for a recess, but it was too late. Cassandra's confession hung in the air, a noose she'd tied herself. Detective Delgado, standing by the door, gave me a nod. She'd predicted this. Cassandra's ego would be her downfall. During the break, Noah found me in the corridor. Your dad's lawyer called. They want a deal. No deals, I said, watching Cassandra being led away in handcuffs. Mom deserves better. Travis approached, hesitant. Lila, I know I don't deserve it, but will you tell them I helped? That I tried to make it right? I already did, I said. That's why you're here, not in a cell. He nodded, relief washing over him, and followed Delgado to prep for my dad's trial. Noah hesitated, then spoke. That night your mom asked me to join the company. She said something else. She made me promise to look after you, not just through this, but after. He ran a hand through his hair, nervous. She knew I've loved you since college, Lila. I never found the right moment to say it, but I kissed him, right there amid the courthouse chaos, reporters and lawyers rushing past. He froze, then pulled me closer, his warmth grounding me. About time, Evelyn's voice cut through, her smile warm. Your mom would be thrilled, but we need to get back inside. The jury's back. In my mom's bedroom that evening, I found her journal in the bedside drawer, just as Delgado's text had hinted. The black leather was worn, filled with her elegant script. The last entry, written the night she died, read, My dearest Lila, you've faced their betrayal, but there's one last thing. In the garden, under the rose bushes we planted when you were 12, there's an envelope. It holds evidence to destroy your father completely, his reputation, his legacy. But it comes at a cost, the weight I carried keeping his secrets. Choose wisdom over vengeance, my brave girl. Choose the future. All my love, Mom. I closed the journal, hands trembling. The roses, I said to Noah. Help me dig. In the garden, under the evening light, we found the envelope, sealed and untouched. My phone rang, Delgado. The jury's back. They're reconvening in an hour. I looked at the roses my mom loved, then at the envelope. I'll be there, I said. But I need to make one stop first. The prison visiting room was stark, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. My father sat across from me, his orange jumpsuit a far cry from his tailored suits. Lila, he said, shocked. What are you doing here? I placed the unopened envelope between us. Mom left this. Evidence to ruin whatever's left of you. Your choice, Dad. Tell the truth in court today or I open it. He stared at the envelope, then at me. You're just like her, he whispered. She gave me the same choice once. I chose wrong. He pushed the envelope back. I'll tell the truth. Not because of that, but because I owe her and you. The courtroom was packed as the jury returned. Guilty on all counts, the foreman announced. My dad got 20 years, Cassandra 25. Outside, I faced the reporters. Grayson Properties will move forward, I said, with the integrity my mother always stood for. Later, in the garden, I held the unopened envelope, my mom's silver lighter in my other hand. What are you doing with it? Noah asked, standing by the roses. Choosing wisdom, I said, setting the envelope aflame. We watched it burn to ash, the roses glowing golden in the fading light. Evelyn joined us, holding a bottle of wine. To your mom, she said, raising her glass, who taught us to fight with grace. To Mom, I echoed, Noah's hand in mine, who showed me justice isn't about tearing others down, but building something better. My phone buzzed, a text from Travis, starting over in Savannah. Thanks for the second chance. Your mom was right about forgiveness. I smiled, feeling her presence in the garden, in the roses, in the life I'd rebuilt. To everyone who's walked this journey with me, thank you. You've stood by me through grief, betrayal, and the fight for truth. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and join us, where every rose in the garden tells a story of loss, love, and starting over. Keep painting your own truth, and I'll meet you in the light.